Hello, my name is Taylor. Thank you so much for being here. This is my very first video for my channel, Union of Opposites, which I'm hoping will transpire into a business. I'm starting off with candles, but we'll see what the future entails. Right now, I am envisioning myself planting a seed, and every video that I upload is me watering the seed and watching it bloom. I feel like I have imposter syndrome saying this, but my business name will be and is Union of Opposites. I've had this in my back pocket since honestly 2020, like during COVID. This creative endeavor kind of transpired, but even prior to that, I've wanted to do something like this as far as 2017. I've struggled with my mental health a lot, mostly dealing with confidence issues and shame and just a lot of fear and shyness. Being shy has really put a damper on my life, and I don't want to get emotional. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. I do want to keep this video as lighthearted as possible, but I did want to explain where my mindset is with this passion project. Me personally, it's so important for me to follow my heart. And yes, when I follow my heart, I get hurt a lot of the time, but I am resilient and strong enough to continue to follow my heart. So this is essentially me following my heart and my intuition and what brings me joy. So I definitely have a lot of ideas swirling, but just to give you an example of how I see this kind of playing out, let's say I create, this is one of my ideas, but I would love to create a duo candle and maybe have several of them, but the duo will be called the Perfect Catch. Perfect because purr like cats, and then catch because dogs play fetch and catch balls. Sorry, the word balls makes me laugh because I have 12-year-old humor. I want to be as me as possible, so I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm very childish. I'm sorry. So let's say I'm selling these duo candles and there'll be complementary fragrances, so like amber and vanilla or peach and blueberry. Ideally, I would love to be able to take like $3 or $6 or however much. Let's just go with $6 for now. So each duo that is sold, $6 will be donated to either a nearby shelter or anything related to animal welfare, I guess. And in the name of transparency, let's say I start selling candles and then every 6 months I'll kind of post a video online updating you of how much money we've raised, and what is bought. I want to be 110% forthcoming with those who are, one, supporting me, two, just watching me for funsies. I don't know, it's still supporting me. And then to those buying the candles. So often we donate money and we don't know where the funds are going directly. That's something I learned at a really young age, and so it's so important for me to, if all goes well, you know, for me to give back that way. That's just one example, but like I said, I've struggled with my mental health for a very long time. I'm a lot better than I was, and again, it just comes down to fear and being scared to take up space. I don't want to cry. I'm not gonna cry. Capricorn moon, Aquarius sun. I'm not crying on camera. I've done it before on my other channel, which this is going to kind of be posted in collaboration with that other channel. And that one video where I did cry, although I think there might have been two. The video where I was crying, I like kind of explained myself and what I want and desire to basically become of that channel and this channel, is that I primarily just want to make a difference in this world because life is so short, and you know, there's a reason I have 7 pets, and this like sensitive part of me, this sensitive part of me I've had to like shut off in order to survive, in order to be accepted, and just like in order to exist in this world. Oh, I don't want to cry. Me using astrology as an excuse to like not show emotion, when I so wholeheartedly believe that we need more people to embrace the fact that we are emotional beings. So I'm basically stepping on my own tail here. Metaphorically, I don't actually have a tail. If I did though, it would be like Charizard's tail and it would have like fire at the end of it. Anyways. As I was saying, mental health is like super important to me, and I think when we collaborate and work together, having a human believe in you, or having a human just to see you and witness you and remember a small thing about you, can be literally life-changing for a person. I think that we need more fun in this world and more creative arts, music, sports. I would love to eventually have some candles raise money for my own nonprofit to purchase things such as like skateboards, rollerblades, art supplies, concert tickets, I don't know, literally anything, headphones, guitars, anything related to the arts. I would love to have a foundation that raised money to basically gift these items to not just kids, because I think we overlook young adults that are also struggling with their mental health, but also adults and families. And how awesome would it be to be able to purchase like a set of rollerblades or scooters or bicycles or a whole bunch of different things to give to a family that can't afford that. I think family is so important. I think time spent with one another is so important, and in this time period, so many of us, myself included, struggle with self-isolating because we feel so ashamed, or we feel embarrassed, or we're not good enough, or you know, the list goes on. And as I talk about it out loud, it's upsetting me, and I'm getting angry because these are all barriers that I've had to bulldoze through, and I continue to bulldoze through. It's scary to talk about this stuff on the internet and in person, but I'm in a place right now where I can follow my dreams, and my dreams stem from my past for sure, but my past doesn't define me. My past just paves the way towards a future for myself that is lighter, more fun, freeing, and joyful, and I'm just picturing like a field of flowers. I want my future to be a field of flowers. I've had to re-record this several times, once because the lighting was off, another 100 times because I have so much to say, and I just can't seem to get it out the way I would like to. I think going forward it might be best if I write things down before I actually sit down to record. This is really hard for me, but I think doing hard things is important. And I mentioned my other channel, which is mostly like lifestyle, pets, plants, cooking, baking, whatever I get up to. That's also been really hard for me, but I've been doing it because I need something of my own, if that makes sense. Again, there's so much that I want to share with you eventually down the road that I deem appropriate to share. But right now, I just want to have fun. I want to water this seed, and I want you to come along with me, because we are in the age of Aquarius, and we are collaborating, we are creating, and we are coexisting, and we are having fun while doing it. Life is so beautiful, and we need more of that beauty on the internet, and I will try to shine my light as bright as I can. That being said, I'm not perfect, and I do have some skeletons in the closet. They're probably goofy skeletons compared to most people's, but skeletons nonetheless. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down my spine. I think I've said everything that I would like to say. But yeah, because I have trust issues with nonprofits and donations and all that, I want to be able to create a product that people can buy where a portion of their money, and like not like a small portion, like a decent portion, obviously I have to calculate like taxes and like shipping and all that, like all that fun stuff. We'll do it together, we'll do it on this channel. I'm also definitely gonna need help one day because I'm terrible at math, terrible with numbers. And yeah, in the name of love and working together, I know that I'm going to need help, and I that's the thing too. I know right now it's very much like eat the rich, which I get. But the thing about making money and having money is when you do make money or you have money, you're able to hire people for new jobs. So like, let's say this business does expand one day, you know, I might end up hiring someone to help me create things, or I might hire someone to operate a shop if I were to ever open a shop. And I'm just using these as an examples, not definites in my future. But so many of us hate capitalism, and we hate that there are so many well-off people basically ruling the world. But it's up to us to kind of create that change. And like, honestly, the best way to like give them a big F you is by ignoring them and taking actions like this, steps like this, to make the world a better place. Because I think the more energy that we feed them, like, the bigger they get. It's like adding fuel to a fire, and it's time we pour some water on those. So yeah, enjoy the video, and I am so excited to continue to upload and have fun with you guys and create this new business venture kind of thing. And who knows what the future holds. Anyways, enjoy the video. So here's my little setup that I've got so far, and I'm going to spray the candle jars down with some 90% rubbing alcohol, and then I'm going to label each jar with the appropriate wick description, or like the type of wick that it is. So I'm going to give everything a good clean and label those up, and then I'll get to possibly pouring, assembling, calculating fragrance oil, to wax and all that. But we're going to start off by cleaning first. So this is the process of me beginning testing for my candles. So far I'm going mostly with HTP wicks. I do have one cotton wick option, which for the 16-ounce glass I will be double wicking. It may be too big, but that's the point of testing. And then I will be using a single cotton wick for one of the smaller containers. I imagine that I'll probably have smaller melt pools with them, but I still think it's important to try. And if you don't know what a melt pool is, it's the diameter of the pool of wax that is melted by the wick. If you have too large of a melt pool, your candle could either burn too quickly, burn too hot, and those are fire hazards you want to kind of steer away from. Also, you just want a good even burn so you know that you're making quality candles for your customers. So I'll be testing the cotton wick in just this one size. I may eventually venture into wooden wicks, and possibly Premier Wicks is another wick that I have had my eye on, but for now I'm testing with mostly HTP. For better adhesion, I'm also going to spray the tab to the wick. I'm just going to put that back in the jar loosely and peel the label off to mark the jar so I know which wick I'm using. There we go. With my OCD, the crookedness of this label is driving me insane, but sometimes I just have to kind of override that part of me and move on. So I think I'm gonna refrain from testing the HTP 93 in the larger container. I just feel like it's not gonna work out. I feel like it's gonna be too small of a burn pool, and I don't want to waste wax or time, fragrance oil, all that good stuff. If I have a feeling it's just not gonna work out. Plus, I am gonna wanna try some other wicks in the upcoming weeks, so I may as well just use what I think will work. We'll get back to regular programming. So to make this easy, I purchased some glue dots, and I'm just going to adhere the bottom of these wicks, peel said wick off, or glue dot off, and I'm starting off with the candle that I'm double wicking, just because it might be a little bit more challenging than the other ones, but I'm just kind of going to drop it off where I feel like is most appropriate. There are candle tools available to help you kind of adhere these to the glass jar. I'm just using my fingers for now, but I have made candles in the past, and I've used like the tube that the thermometer sticks in. I can show you a little bit later if I can find that tube, but for now I'm just using my fingers. So I'm gonna grab another, oopsies. I'm gonna grab another glue dot, adhere tab, pull off, then hopefully you can see I'm just going to attach it where I deem appropriate. And now I'm just going to add these placement holders. And so I'm pretty pleased with how that's looking. And I'll set that aside and continue on with the next couple jars. Good morning. So we have perfectly smooth tops, and in terms of glass adhesion, for the most part, I think it's okay. My mistake was having the candles so close together, I believe, because it seems like that's where the wet spots are. I think how I can fix this for next time would be warming up the jars, before I pour into them, or just pouring them in a room that isn't as warm as mine. I'm not too concerned about that right now, just because I'm mostly testing for the wicks. Once I perfect the candles and I want perfect glass adhesion, then I'll take those steps. But you can see, like, that is perfect. Perfect. And nearly perfect. Again, I do think it has something to do with the glasses being so close together, but realistically, like, yeah, always room for improvement, but I know ways to fix this issue anyways. Yeah, so I'm gonna trim these up, but first I have to go take Casey to daycare. Typically, I would suggest, or if I'm ever to sell, typically if I was to sell the candles, I would cure them or advise people to cure them. I mean, typically it is advised, so typically it's advised that you wait for your candles to cure. I would say for 2 weeks to be certain. But because I'm only testing these, I think I'll let them cure for about 24 hours, 48 hours. We'll see.